Welcome back to the Pink Podcast. I'm your host, Wendy, and we're going to talk about etiquette today. Okay. I feel like we're not all taught equally about etiquette, and I go out and people do things that piss me off. And I feel like some things are just kind of like different. Like people are raised different, people have different things that piss them off. But then there's other things that are just like common sense etiquette. And that's what we're going to get into today. I have my phone full of different categories of places and things that I feel like we all need to have a common sense of etiquette for. And they're kind of like pet peeves of etiquettes. Like I wish people kind of had like a baseline of, hey, let's respect each other. Let's make this common area a welcoming and nice space for all of us to enjoy, regardless of like what you like or what I like. There should be like a common respect when we're all out. And that's what today's episode is going to be about. So let's just jump into it because we have a lot of different topics that I want to get into. And number one, okay, I feel like I'm a little angry already. Let me calm down. This one's number one because I go to it often and I feel like people are a little too disrespectful with the etiquette here for what the place is, and that is movie theaters. I have like the pass where you pay monthly and you can go as many times as you want to the movies. I don't use it as much as I pay for it, but I still go to the movies like common enough to see all these like people that piss me off, right? And let's start off with phones, okay? I feel like obviously we all have a phone problem nowadays and we're all on our phones all the time and it's super annoying, right? But at the movie theater, let's think about this. They literally have commercials like to remind you that if you're on your phone, you're annoying and you're like the worst person ever. And still somehow people are on their phones at the movie theater. So let's break down why that is like the worst version of a human. One, it's a dark room, right? Nobody wants to see a phone. It's distracting as much as you want to ignore it and you're like, okay, let me just like focus like like when they put the blinders, I don't know if that's what it's called, like on the horses, like the little, I don't know, like the guide blinder things on the side of their eyes so they could just focus. Like even when I tell myself, okay, like focus, don't like pay attention to the light on the phone. It's freaking hard, okay? It's a freaking dark room. I'm talking about all lights are off. It's dark, like it could be midnight, you wouldn't even know. And you have your phone like all the way up, like brightness at like a gajillion, right? These people are my least favorite type of people. Like, one, why are you on your phone? But then it's like, okay, maybe you have like a kid at home and like you need to make sure they're okay. Maybe, I don't know, there could be like a good reason why you have to be on your phone, but why not like be low key about it? Why not have your brightness all the way down? Why not like kind of like do it like low, like over here? Like, okay, let me check. Why are you like holding it like this at a movie theater where everybody can see your phone? It is so deeply annoying, like that literally kills the vibe. And they have an ad in the beginning of every movie. It's not even like some movies, they literally tell you at the beginning of the movie, don't talk, don't text, don't distract, whatever like their little, I don't know, movie anthem is to tell you basically to shut the F up. And somehow people are like, doesn't apply to me. I'm on my phone for a good reason. Don't worry about it. Over here freaking texting in the middle. I've seen people literally like just chatting it up, like texting in the middle of a movie theater, like for a good amount of time. I'm gonna just leave it at that. The phone is crazy. Like the texting, the opening the apps. Oh my God, there was this lady the other day. She was checking her Facebook in the middle of a movie. Like if the movie's boring, I get it, babe, but just go. Like let me enjoy the movie, please. Okay. Now, while we're on the topic of the phone, this has happened to me too many times now. Where at first I felt like, okay, maybe this is just like a rude person. Who does this at the movie theater? Like this person's insane. And then it happened a handful of other times where these people are coming in and the movie hasn't even started, right? And they're like this. They have their flashlight on, okay? They're just like flashing the floor, the seats, trying to figure out what seat they're on, trying to figure out. Then they're like talking across the room somehow to somebody that they know. Regardless, the flashlight, I feel like should be punishable, like a punishable crime. I feel like you could go get some jail time, spend a night or two in there, think about your crimes. Why If just having it on is already like you being a menace, what does having the flashlight say about you? This is like serial killer behavior. How out of touch do you have to be with like common decency and like public etiquette to have your flashlight on at the movie theater? Okay, I don't know how we got here. I don't even know what has to go through your brain. Also, hold on, before I continue with that tangent, at the movie theaters, they have like lighting. Like I understand, look, let me say the exceptions to this rule. If you're old, you get a pass with a flash, okay? It's annoying and yeah, I'm gonna be like, bruh. But you're old. You need to see. I don't want you to like break your hip trying to watch like, I don't know, like a movie. Like I'd rather you put on the flashlight. I get it. If you're old, you get a pass. If you're maybe like obviously some sort of like disabled, like you need to make sure you're safe, fine, you get a pass. If maybe you have like a little one, and you need to like make sure they don't trip or fall, maybe you get another pass. Past that, right now I can't think of other passes, but those are kind of like, okay, I see why you might need some sort of light. I also don't understand why just doing this and like kind of flashing your own way around like with your phone screen isn't enough, because the movie theater is pitch black. So even just your home screen is like bright enough for whatever you need to be doing. And back to what I was saying, these like movie theaters now, they're so advanced. They have lights at the bottom and they show you which seats, and it's like lit up enough for you to like walk around and not die. But again, I'll give a pass like an old person or somebody with like special needs who obviously like maybe has some sort of like disabilities or disadvantages with walking, whatever. If you need it, you need it. But if you're just a freaking douchebag, a 30-year-old man, and you're just walking around with a flashlight just because you can, we're beefing. We're done. I cannot stand that shit. And sometimes they'll be sitting there. This is the other one that really kills me. They'll be sitting there. They have all their things. They have the flashlight on. I know I keep recreating. What is that called? Reenacting. I keep reenacting like the scenario because it's happened so much that I have a clear vision in my head and I know exactly who's like, maybe I'm a little too obsessed. But they'll just sit here and they just keep having the flash. Like they'll put on the flash to like find their, I don't know, their keys or their whatever. I don't even know what they're looking for. They're already sitting in their spot and they're still like flashing around. And they're not even like flashing just like down, which is already crime, punishable crime. No, they're like moving their phone around. So it's like hitting me in the eye and plenty of other people, like hitting us in the eye back to back to back as they're just like waving their phone around. Let me calm down. I feel like I'm very angry right now. I feel like I'm giving anger on this episode. And it's a fun episode. Okay, I'm just talking about my etiquette pet peeves, and I don't know, the movie theater one just makes me very passionately angry because obviously it's a movie theater. You're supposed to be quiet, discreet, no lighting. Like these are like the basics. It's like showing up to a funeral wearing white and pink. Like these are just like common sense things that are engraved in society. You don't show up to a funeral wearing like fun colors. You don't, I mean, unless like they requested it and that's like the vibe. But you know what I'm saying? Like traditionally, you don't show up to a funeral wearing fun colors. You don't show up to a wedding wearing white. And you don't have your flashlight or any type of light on at the movie theater. No phones, no lights, no anything. Okay? So that's that on the lighting portion of the movie. I'm not done with the movie theater. There's so much more to unpack here. Number 2, don't sit next to me. Please, I am begging. Why do people feel like it's okay to sit next to each other at a movie theater? Okay, let's go into the exceptions because to every rule, there's exceptions, right? If, I don't know, Spider-Man just premiered, right? A big movie. It's huge. It's like the first week out, and it's like, that time of the day where like the movie theater is packed. It's like 6 p.m., 7, 8, 9. It's like hot hours. And the movie theater sold out. Like we all know it's going to be sold out. The movie just came out. Everybody's trying to go see it. I get it. We're all signing up to be shoulder to shoulder, elbow to elbow, basically breathing in each other's mouths at this point. You know what I'm saying? And to me, that's like an exception. We all said this movie just came out. I want to be the first to see it. I'm willing to sit next to a stranger Not even a foot away. I mean, I'm literally can hear you eating. I can freaking elbow you if I want to. That's too close. But we agreed. We agreed because we both want to be the first to see it. That's an exception. Okay. Another exception. If we came together, obviously, we should sit together, right? And I think those are obviously the only two possible examples as to why anybody should be elbow to elbow at the movie theater. If not, please, at the bare minimum, leave one space. Like, I feel like that should be like a law requirement. Like, leave one space. I get it. If the movie theater is sold out, it's sold out. But if it's not, why are you sitting right next to me? Some people are like so thirsty for like that center like view that they'll sit like on top of someone, like on their lap, just to see that. Like, babe, it's okay. Get one over. Okay. We don't need to like be this close. That's like so annoying to me. It ruins my mood so much when somebody sits right next to me. And also, if I'm at the movie theater in a couple, right? Me and my bae, and you're with you and your bae, and it's me, let's say it's like my bae and me. Now, this couple, let's say it's one of these premiere days, and this couple has to sit next to us. You should not make it, if it's me, my bae, my bae, me. It should not be the girl and then her bae. It shouldn't be boy, girl. I don't want to sit next to your man. Like, that's so annoying. Please, like, at least put like the same sex next to each other. I feel like that makes it so much more comfortable, at least for the girls. Like, I can't speak for the men, but I would rather sit next to your girlfriend than to a man. Like, please. Okay. So sitting, please, one seat away at least. If not, if it's an empty movie theater, two. Okay. I need 2 to 3, like minimum. Okay. If I don't want to be next, I don't want to hear you chewing. Why do I need to hear you chewing? If it's packed or if it's pretty full, I get it. But if it's giving empty, please sit on the other side. Please sit in a different row. Leave me alone. Okay. All right. Next thing is talking. Dare I say more? I feel like this one doesn't even need like a deep dive from me. I feel like talking at the movie theater is, it should be punishable by death, maybe even. You know what I'm saying? Like, it should be in the same sin as like the flashlight and as like, I don't know, drug smuggling. Like, go to jail. Why are you talking at the movie theater? Now, don't get me wrong. I sometimes have a question. I sometimes want to say something funny to my bae or whoever I'm there with. You know what I do? You know what respectful people do? You go like this. Don't loud whisper either. Some people think that just because you go like this, that you're whispering. And they're like, oh my God, did you see how that lit? You're still yelling. I can still hear you. Just whisper, whisper. Go in that person's ear that you're trying to talk to and say, hey, that was so funny. That reminds me of when you and I, blah, 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 blah. Whisper. What? When did whispering go out of style? When did we retire whispering? Can we whisper at the movie? And don't whisper out loud. Don't be like, oh my God, that was so funny. I can hear that. Okay. Whispering must go together. It's a combo pack. It's a duo team with a hand cover and an ear tuck situation. Like, this is the ear. I need you to talk like this. Okay. It needs to be private. I shouldn't hear you. Even if I'm right next to you, even if you're the couple right next to me, I shouldn't hear what you have to say to your bae. This is common decency. Same thing with opening food, right? We're going right next to the other thing because talking at the movie theater, I think that's very understandable. I don't even need to break that down. That's just like ABC. Why are you doing that? Get out of here. I hate you. Okay. The opening food at the movie theater, I get it. I take food to the movie theater. I actually sneak in food to the movie theater. Sue me. I don't care. I get it. You know, packages are always loud. They're never like movie theater friendly. Maybe they should make like a movie theater friendly like packaging. That would be a slay. But it's not. Okay, it's loud. It's always like it's loud. I get it. It's not like sound friendly. But you know what is sound friendly? When you open it when the movie's being loud. If these people in the movie are having like an intense, sweet, romantic, like, oh, I love you, babe, you're my whole world. And then I just hear you next to me. You're a fucking Sour Patch Kid. Bro, please, please, please let me be lost in the movie. Let me fall in love with these characters. let me forget that you're here. Open it when it's loud. The movie theater gets loud pretty often. It's like rare to see a full quiet movie. Like it's usually like two, three, maybe 2, 3 minutes of like a quiet scene. If that, like even then they're playing music and like being dramatic. So at any moment when it gets a little loud, you could just open it and you won't be annoying anybody. Don't do it during like a very pivotal, quiet, things are intense and like dramatic and you want to like, whoa, what is he said I love you, and then right next to you you hear Cheryl opening a bag of Skittles. Like, no, wait a second, don't do it right now. Somehow I've been talking about movie theater etiquette for so long, maybe it deserves its own episode because I've been on it for so long, but this should just tell you how many annoying things people are doing at the movie theater. Like, it should be illegal, and I'm just gonna leave it at that for the movie theater. I feel like I'm getting too personal here. Okay, I'm getting agitated and I feel like I'm reliving all of my movie theater trauma just explaining this. But as a society, we really have to reinstate and reapply, really make sure we're drilling movie theater etiquette, okay? This is one of the most quiet and respectful places that you must act accordingly, and people just like throw it out the window. People just don't care. They treat it like the airport. And it's not the airport, it's not Disneyland. Let's get it together. Okay? Let's go on to the next topic. Let's move past movie theaters, okay? So movie theaters was like my most passionate one. The next ones aren't going to be as long or as dramatic. So we're kind of moving a little bit faster through them. The next one is the gym, okay? I hate the idea of like running into people that I know at the gym, or just the gym environment is very sensitive for me. So I make sure that I go to a gym that's out of the way from most people that I know. It's a little bit of an extra drive. It costs me more than it should. And it's all part of the package deal of I want more privacy. And this is like as close as I could get to like a private gym without, being rich and having a whole house where I can have a private gym at. So in the meantime, I go out of my way to go to a different gym. Now, people at the gym are still people at the gym. Doesn't matter what type of gym you go to. Okay? People are still rude and annoying and crazy. One of my biggest pet peeves at the gym is very similar to my pet peeve at the movie theater, which is if I'm on a treadmill, right? And there's 20 treadmills, because at this gym there's a lot of treadmills, and I also go during a very specific time where people aren't there that time. Like, I go during like the quiet hours on purpose, just so that I can have, like I said, a little bit more privacy and feel like it's all there just for me. Now obviously I'm still sharing the space. I understand there's more of us trying to get a workout. It's not that deep, we can all coexist. Now, if it's quiet hours at the gym, right, the gym is basically empty, there's nobody there, and there's like 20 treadmills open, and I'm on one. You see me, I'm sweating, I'm on there. Why are you coming to the treadmill right next to me, sir? And this goes out to the sirs, because no woman ever does this. We all leave each other all the space. Like, anytime I am on a treadmill and a girl's coming, she goes to the one on the opposite side. She goes to the one in another room. Like, she understands it. We all want to be alone on the treadmill. We're all out of breath and tired, and it's like your own personal bubble. If there's not all these people at the gym and we don't all have to be next to each other, why not give each other the privacy, the beautiful space? Men, they love to just go to the treadmill right next to yours. And I feel like that's a public offense. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that should also be punishable by law. If there's 20 open treadmills, sir, why are you coming to the one next to me? It's giving creep. It's giving you don't understand privacy. I don't know. It just irks me so bad. Okay? That's thing number one. Thing number two is people talking so loud at the gym. They're like this. And usually, I'm not gonna lie, it's the Spanish people. I'm Spanish. I get it. My parents talk so loud. When I'm at my parents' house, it sounds like there's 10 TVs on at the same time when all of us are talking. It just sounds like, what is going on? This is too much. I get it. I'm Spanish. We're all loud. But Mr. Sir, you cannot have a business call in the middle of the gym. Like, I can't be over there like squatting and I'm hearing everything you did yesterday and today at the office between you and your bro. And they're not even just talking like regular voices. Like, sometimes I will pick up a call in the gym and I'm just talking like this, like trying not to be annoying. No, they're talking at their loudest. It's giving barbecue. It's giving 4th of July. It's it's giving you're not at the gym, sir. So that I feel, and they have rules at the gym. Like it says, there's like a little thing. It says like re-rack your weights, shut up, like don't film and record. Which brings me on to my next point. Don't film and record if I'm in it. Don't start doing your like hot girl TikTok or you're in your gym bro era. I get it. We all want to succeed in the things that matter to us and share with the world what we've learned and just post some cute content. I get it. But don't have me in it. I don't want to be in it. Okay. I don't want to be in the background of your cool video where you're going to edit you looking cool and like, you're like, yeah, working out hard. And I'm back there like, struggling because I'm not posing for the video. You see, like I'm not thinking, I'm on video right now. Let me be cute. Let me like lift my weights and look spectacularly like strong. I'm over there looking disgusting. I look like I just got punched in the face. I'm sweating. I'm gross. Don't have me in the background of your video. Please. This should be, and it is a law basically at the gym. It says no recording. Okay. You should find a quiet corner where there's nobody around you and you should do your cool TikToks or your cool content. Like I'm all for the gym content. I enjoy a lot of gym content myself. So I know it has to get recorded. Somebody has to do it. I just don't want to be in the background. I don't want to be innocently in the background of your cool video and I'm looking disgraceful and disgusting and I just don't want to be in it. Okay, I'm not getting paid. I'm not getting a check. I look gross. And now people probably going to be under your comments like, "Wow, why is that girl in the background looking so distraught?" Well, because you didn't tell me I was in it. Okay? Thanks, Johnny. Now, let's move on to eating. Eating is a complicated one, right? Because there's so many different cultures and different like expectations when like eating and going out. And I understand that everybody has like a different upbringing and what's like inappropriate in one culture when eating might be like respectful and a sign of um like that you're enjoying it in another culture. So this is just coming from me and my own like etiquette things from where we live over here in the western side in America. Okay? So if this doesn't apply to a different part of the freaking globe where these things are actually a sign of respect, then don't say, "Oh, but and it doesn't matter." I'm talking about in my side where it does matter, okay? Like over here, we have these rules. Over there, we have those rules. But we're talking about the rules over here. If you're at a restaurant, right? Let's tip our waitresses, okay? I was a waitress when I was growing up. My mom was a waitress. My bestie's a waitress. There's so many like waiters and waitresses. There's so many restaurants. Everybody's usually been somehow connected to some sort of like food industry job. Okay, at some point or another, or you have a family member that has. It's just like very culturally engraved because people go out to eat all the time. There's just so many restaurants. If you're going out to eat, you should plan to have a budget not just for the food costs, but also for the tipping your waitress. Or waiter, whatever. I understand that's not fair that these restaurants put on this responsibility to us to pay their employees. It's so fucked up. I wish it was like how it is in Europe and other countries where like tipping is like wrong and like you're not supposed to do that and they like get paid well by the establishment that they work for. That's how I feel like it should be, right? Where tipping would just be like, "Wow, you're such a phenomenal person. Like, here, please take this secretly," right? I don't think it's our responsibility as people going out to eat to have to pay one. Imagine like every time you eat having to pay the chef also to make it. I mean, that's part of like what's included in the cost of the food. Like you're paying for the fact that they're making it for you, the fact that it's in an establishment and there's AC and nice tables. Like this is all calculated into the price of your food, except for the waiters. Makes no sense. But that's how it is over here. So we need to respect the fact that these people are making a living wage off of your tips. Tipping is required. Now, if you have a horrible waiter and they're like truly a butthole and they sucked, I get it. You don't need to like tip 20% or whatever. But tipping is mandatory here because that's just the nasty culture here. And we must respect it because these people are going to go home broke if you don't like, do your part when you go out to eat. If you don't have enough to tip, don't go out to eat. That's one. Two, If your food comes out wrong, right? Which let's think about this. Your waiter is not your chef. Now your waiter may have gotten your food order wrong. That's very possible. If your food is wrong for whatever the case may be, either the chef messed it up or your waiter got something confused. Do not make a passive aggressive remark if you're not going to change it out. There's nothing wrong with you expecting a certain food, you're paying for this food, and you want it to be what you asked for. Like, let's say you don't like pickles, right? And they brought it out with pickles, and you're like, I don't want the freaking pickles. And you don't want the fact that it has a little pickle aftertaste, even if you just remove it. I completely hear you. I feel like you should swap it out, ask them to like make you a new one. That's fine. Now, if you're too cool, like you don't want to be annoying and like tell the waiter to bring you a new one, you also shouldn't make a snarky remark. Like if the waiter's like, "Oh, is everything good? Like how's the food looking?" You're like, "Well, it wasn't supposed to have pickles, but it'll do." Now the waiter's gonna be like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Like, do you want me to go swap it out? So sorry for the inconvenience. Like whatever, whatever." And you're like, "No, no, it's okay. I'll just eat it like this." Like it's either you are gonna nicely ask, "Hey, like they got my order wrong. Is there any way I can get it how I originally asked for it?" Or don't. If you're like too like sensitive to say anything, if you're like, "I don't want to wait," or you just not like, or if you just like don't want to wait for a new one because it took some time and you're like, "I need to be out of here," or whatever it is, just don't give attitude just to not do anything about it. Like you could be like, "Hey, they didn't like make this right, but I don't have enough time to wait for a new one. If it takes too long, like maybe is there a way I could get like a discount on the item?" Whatever you want to say, just don't be a butthole about it. If you're not gonna actually let them fix the mistake, like if you're just gonna be a butthole and not let them like make up for it, what's the point? You know what I'm saying? So that's the second one. Thing number three. Now, eating itself as a category. I was sadly traumatized by my partner's infatuation with quiet eating, right? Like he hates when people are loud, when people like slurp their food or like lick their fingers or make like a lot of noise with their mouth when they're eating, when they're just like not quiet eaters. I never even knew this notion growing up. Like I always understood like, oh, eat with your mouth closed. That's like respectful and like kind of know your table manners, like no elbows or whatever. But I never knew about like being quiet. Like I mean, obviously I didn't think you need to be like ha ha ha. But like what he considers quiet is so ridiculously quiet. And even though I'm calling it ridiculous now, I have been traumatized by it. And now I have the same like sensitive ear to when someone is eating super loud or like biting their fork or just like not being like quiet with their eating. Like I used to like eat my popcorn kind of like and like chew as it was coming in. He's more of like a, hey, put your popcorn in your mouth, close your mouth, and then start chewing your popcorn. And now that I know it, it makes so much sense. It's like, wow, we do eat so freaking loud. Like, but then another part of me is like, okay, like, I mean, that's kind of like how eating regularly goes. Like, you lick your fingers if you're eating something that's like licky finger vibes, or if you're eating popcorn, popcorn is like loud. Same thing with chips. He has a quiet way of eating everything. And now I have the same trauma. So now when I'm out and I hear people just, and I understand there's like a difference between like his deep obsession and like also like what's regular loud eating, which isn't like even disrespectful. But now I have such a sensitive ear to when people are being obnoxiously loud with their food. Like I'm talking about munching like it drives me nuts. It's insane. Like I wish he never like did this to me. Like I wish I could get like hypnosis to forget his little infatuation with quiet eating because it's so annoying. Like now that's all that I hear when people eat and I wish people would eat a little bit more quiet because now I have the disease of quiet eating syndrome that he's passed down to me and I want to get rid of it. That's my last thing with the eating. Now, I had wrote down a couple of other etiquette things that really piss me off, like driving and parking and the beach. And I feel like I have rambled way too long already. So if you guys do like this etiquette pet peeve kind of vibe, let me know and I'll just do like a part two to other stuff. Maybe I'll have like a little guest over and we could go over our different types of pet peeves for other things that I didn't get to touch on. But I think I'm gonna wrap it up for today. And also, I have been thinking of doing like different things with the podcast, like doing little segments in the episodes, like advice segments, maybe calling it like pink advice or pink philosophy or something cute like that. And just other types of like fun little engaging segments where maybe you guys could write stuff in and I could talk about that. So let me know what you think down in the comments or DM me any ideas or anything that you guys may want to see. I'm super excited. I really do want to start doing some like fun games or like segments. And also when guests come over, I feel like that would be a really cool time to do some like little guest segments. But I definitely want to do like pink advice or pink philosophy, whatever, something where you girlies write in like things that you're going through or something that you want advice on, and we kind of chat it up and just, I could give you my ideas and then whatever. And then you could all kind of comment down in the comments and help each other out. And I just want it to be more of like a deeper community. I know I have so many ideas, and obviously the podcast is still kind of in its baby stage. I mean, this is the 16th episode, so I'm still figuring myself out as a podcaster, figuring out what I like, what I love, what I want to do more of. And it's going to keep evolving as I keep growing and my life keeps changing. But that's kind of like what I'm craving right now. I'm craving like fun segments and more like personal things. And I'm also enjoying doing more of like my opinions and stuff on here apart from just like advice. Like I do want to have like a mix of like deep conversations and also like lighthearted stuff because not everything in life is so deep, and also not everything in life is like lighthearted and like pet peeves. And I just want to have a balance of everything that I like and that's fun for me. But if you girlies have any like recommendations or anything that you girls want to see that you feel like maybe like would align with me, just let me know. Don't feel shy. And if you don't want to like comment it because it's like public and whatever, then just send me like a little DM or an anonymous email or whatever you want with any concepts. But okay, I'll leave you girls with that. I love you all very much and I hope to see you next week. Thank you for tuning in. Love you.